Are you saying things that you don't mean when you get upset? Do you have a dark side, but don't know how to approach it? Are you wanting to learn how to do shadow work so that you can become a whole person? If you want to heal your psyche, you have to integrate your shadow self. Everything that you have repressed about yourself lives in this shadow. The shadow remains unconscious, but will come out without warning if you don't do your inner work. The more you try to pretend that the darker aspects don't exist, the more they will act out, and usually without warning. So, what is the main function of your shadow? The shadow self is not meant to hurt you, but it's meant to help you grow. Once you integrate your shadow, it has three main functions that it helps you with, okay? These include carrying out your raw passions, allowing you to have compassion for others, and it will not allow you to deny parts of yourself and keep denying. I mean, you can for a little while, but at some point, you just want to jump out and tell you, look, we got to deal with these things. We have to integrate these parts of ourselves, right? So, like, without a shadow, there's going to be no spark, nothing to teach us and help us grow while we're here on earth. Our shadow needs to be loved and thanked, not despised and ignored. With the use of shadow work, we can truly jump into a higher timeline. Without the shadow, your life would be less eventful, yes. But would you grow and find your true purpose in life? Probably not. Light needs the shadow just as the shadow needs the light, and without both, we really can't get to where we need to go. At the end of the day, the goal is to become complete and whole instead of fractured. So how do you know that you need to do some shadow work? If you're experiencing outbursts and maybe like weird personality changes that you just don't understand, or maybe you're at a stopping point in your spiritual development path, then maybe it is time to start doing some shadow work. Here are some of the common signs that you may need to check with your shadow side, as it could be leading, taking the wheel in your life, right? So, these include being in denial of things or parts of yourself that other people keep telling you about, right? Maybe you're changing for other people. Maybe you're people pleasing. Maybe you're increasingly engaging in negative self-talk. It's the worst. You just feel stuck. You can't seem to manifest or sync up with the reality that you want to create. Maybe you're experiencing intense emotions. Maybe you feel angry, lustful, or you just lash out at your loved ones unpredictably, right? Maybe you're not engaging in your self-care properly. Maybe you're ignoring your basic needs. If you're on a spiritual path but you've just like plateaued and you can't seem to get any further, you may want to dig into your shadow. So, identifying and accepting your shadow's existence is like the only way to really integrate it into your whole person. So, what personality traits did you perceive as bad? Or maybe when you were a kid, someone told you were bad, right? What aspects do you deem dark? And maybe you've lost those parts of yourself. You want to show the shadow part compassion, right? Because if you approach your shadow self with judgment, you will only repress it farther, right? Delaying your progress. You want to learn to accept all parts of your soul and essence so that you can work to bring them back into your life instead of being fractured. So think of the last time that you maybe lashed out at someone in anger. When was the last time that you were jealous? What about sexual desires? Do you have any? Or maybe have you been repressing your sexual drive? When was the last time that you felt true hatred, maybe, towards someone else? These are types of questions that you really need to look at when you're looking into yourself to find out about your shadow. The shadow self is often found in your emotional body, right? So all the aspects of your personality that just didn't live up to your family's moral code as a child, or maybe the ideal person that your ego, created for yourself to survive, lives in the shadow. The shadow is like a teacher. If you're feeling blocked in your life, this energetic block can be trying to show you that you need to clear, heal, or get over some things in your life. Working on the shadow is also practicing emotional body work. And then you want to show your shadow side some love, and then you want to get to know it personally. Don't judge or condemn. Then you also want to notice like when you're projecting, right? Projection is proof of an unintegrated shadow. So when you're learning how to do shadow work, make sure you notice when you're projecting onto other people. And then you'll notice that if you're like, getting angry with somebody, maybe they're doing something that's part of you that you're just kind of not wanting to accept. So you pinpoint things in other people that you just can't seem to see in yourself. That's what projection is, right? Okay? So shadow work is super important on your spiritual journey. So you need to, if you're working on a spiritual journey, or maybe you just are having issues like this, maybe it's time to get started on some shadow work.